For decades, Canada has maintained strong economic, cultural, and diplomatic ties with Europe. But could this relationship evolve into full membership in the European Union? While it might sound far-fetched, some argue that the idea isn't entirely impossible. In this video, we'll explore the potential benefits, challenges, and implications of Canada joining the EU. To understand whether Canada could join the EU, we need to look at its current relationship with Europe. Canada and the EU have deep economic ties, strengthened by the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, which eliminates tariffs on most goods and facilitates trade. Additionally, Canada is part of NATO, collaborates with European countries on climate policies, and shares democratic values. Moreover, Canada has strong historical connections to Europe. It was originally colonized by France and Britain, and millions of Canadians have European ancestry. Culturally, socially, and politically, Canada aligns closely with Europe. But is this enough to justify EU membership? The European Union has specific criteria for membership known as the Copenhagen Criteria. These include a stable democratic government, a functioning market economy, and the ability to adopt EU laws. Canada easily meets these conditions. However, there is one major issue: geography. The EU has traditionally only accepted European countries. Even Turkey, which has some territory in Europe, has struggled to join. However, there have been exceptions. For example, Cyprus, geographically part of the Middle East, is an EU member. So, while Canada is far from Europe, could a special case be made? If Canada were to join the EU, it could gain significant economic advantages. Canadian businesses would have full access to the European single market, leading to more trade, investment, and economic growth. Free movement would allow Canadian citizens to work, study, and live anywhere in the EU without restrictions. Politically, Canada would gain a stronger voice in global affairs by being part of a powerful political and economic bloc. It could influence EU policies, benefit from EU funding programs, and strengthen its geopolitical standing. However, joining the EU wouldn't be without major challenges. First, Canada would have to adopt EU regulations and policies, which could mean changes in industries like agriculture, banking, and technology. It would also be required to contribute to the EU budget, which could be unpopular among taxpayers. Another issue is the potential loss of sovereignty. EU laws would take precedence over Canadian laws in certain areas, reducing Canada's independent decision-making power. Some Canadians may not be comfortable with that, especially given the country's historically close ties to the United States. Additionally, Canada would likely have to adopt the euro as its currency. This would mean giving up the Canadian dollar, which could lead to economic uncertainty and resistance from the public. From the EU's perspective, Canada's membership could bring economic and strategic advantages. Canada has a strong economy, rich natural resources, and a highly educated workforce. The EU could benefit from greater trade and investment opportunities in North America, as well as closer political cooperation on global issues like climate change and security. Culturally and politically, Canada aligns well with EU values. It has a strong democratic system, progressive policies, and a multicultural society. These factors could make it a valuable addition to the EU. However, allowing a non-European country to join could set a precedent for other nations, such as Australia or New Zealand, to seek membership. This might dilute the European identity of the EU, making some member states reluctant to approve Canada's accession. Since full European Union membership for Canada is unlikely, are there alternative ways for Canada to deepen its relationship with the EU? One possibility is a special partnership agreement, similar to the European Economic Area, which allows countries like Norway to participate in the EU's single market without being full members. Canada could negotiate a similar deal, giving it more economic benefits without the political obligations of full membership. Another option is a deeper integration of Canada with European institutions in specific areas, such as defense research and technology. Canada could also pursue closer political alignment with the EU without joining officially. Could Canada join the European Union? Technically, it meets most of the requirements, and there are potential benefits for both Canada and the EU. However, significant obstacles, especially geographic distance and political concerns, make full membership unlikely. Instead, Canada may continue to strengthen its economic and diplomatic ties with the EU without becoming a formal member. Whether through enhanced trade agreements or deeper cooperation in global affairs, Canada and Europe will likely remain close partners in the years to come. What do you think? Should Canada pursue EU membership, or is it an unrealistic idea? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.